Shokan. Now, the Shokan are a massive race of half dragons and half humans, alien from Outworld. For centuries, they served under Shao Kahn as his main enforcers, right-hand men. Okay, you had a problem with Shao Kahn, then you had a problem with the Shokan, okay? And of course, this position was desired by the centaurs who believed they were the superior race. They believed they should have been in that position as the main enforcers. And these two had a massive rivalry, with each species believing they were superior. As far as the Shokan go, they're easy to spot. They're massive, very tall. They have 4 freaking arms. They're a proud race that are ruled by a king and queen, followed by the prince. As far as the species goes, there's 2 types. Well, what we know of anyway. The first type is Kintaro's type, where you look like a friggin' tiger. The other type is Goro and Shiva. They're further up the chain. Kintaro is like the lower class, and Shiva and Goro are like the upper class, the royal line, the Draco or Draco. Basically, look, Goro is Vegeta and Kintaro is Goku, okay? That kind of thing. Nah, I'm just playing, but for the most part, the Shokan have dominated these tournaments. Goro was undefeated for over 500 years. 500 years of smashing heads, washing people. These guys were on top until a certain Shaolin monk showed up and finished him. Gave him that L. Dude took the L very badly. Goro went into hiding, then your boy Kintaro had to step up to the plate. He tried his best too, but got washed. Listen to me. Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat 1 to 4 was unstoppable. With Goro and Kintaro out of the way, Shiva stepped up in MK3 to be the bodyguard of Sindel. Later on, even freaking Motaro replacing them. So they've had their struggles to keep their positions. At one point working for Kitana, for Edenia, next working for Shao Kahn. They have had huge impacts on this series. Big, tough, loyal. Put it this way, if you have hundreds or thousands of these men in your corner, loyal to you, then you have a safe bet that you're gonna crush the competition. It's much better than having a Tarkatan army behind you. So who are they and who are their members? Okay, let's go with a rare one here. And he's probably worth mentioning. Let's go with Grum, by the way, non-canon. And what do we have here? A Shokan with 6 arms, huh? Impressive, right? Appeared in the comics, and dude looks tough, he looks menacing, right? Wrong, dude got washed by Sub-Zero. With ease. What a freaking waste. Simply just written in there just to get Sub-Zero over. Essentially, Grum is the freaking Brooklyn Brawler of the Shokan. Worth mentioning though, right? Let's go with Shiva. Now, she first appeared in MK3, and guess what? Not many people used her. In fact, she's one of the least popular characters in that game. But give her her due. She does her thing. She's strong. She's loyal. Hell, she even won a battle royal to become the queen of the Shokan. In the MKX comics, she was running shit. Stepped her game up. Let's be honest, people. She's underrated. Now, once again, not exactly a great character, but not exactly a bad character, somewhere in between.
Her people were out of favor and in decline. The Centaur would soon dominate Shao Kahn's forces, while the Shokan would move inexorably toward extinction. Shiva's act of defiance, her murder of Shao Kahn, made possible a new home for her people among the mortals of Earthrealm, a world free of both Tarkatan and Centaur. With cooperation from world leaders, Shiva secured for the Shokan the continent of Australia. In return, they would protect Earthrealm from future invasions. For her leadership, Shiva was exalted, the most honorable Shokan in their proud history.
Kintaro. Now, of course, you know he appeared in MK2, and if you've played the game, you'd know that Kintaro was one of the toughest sub-bosses you'll ever face. This guy was a huge problem. But of course, after he got washed by Liu Kang, it was a downward spiral. He's been popping up here and there during the timelines. Hell, in MK9 he appeared and he burned the living shit out of Cabal. In fact, if it weren't for Kintaro, Cabal wouldn't have got his powers in the new timeline, right? He wouldn't have gotten his speed. So give him that. He made an impact there. But outside that, more or less thrown to the side as a lackey. And he probably should be written a bit more stronger, but then that's just me. But nevertheless, a true warrior and always down for the cause. You saw this in the MKX comics. Kintaro was down to do anything for his people and eventually died for his people. So R.I.P. Kintaro, a legendary sub-boss.
No idea. Spread out. Give him multiple targets.
Less ugly when they burn.
Cabal! Base! Eagle 2!
No Eagle 2.
Need medevac. Current position. Cabal is down. 3rd degree burns.
King Gorbak. Now, after Goro's defeat in the original timeline, he was livid and sent Kintaro in to fill in for Goro's position. In the new timeline, when Kotal Khan chopped off Goro's arms, Gorbak was pissed, rounded up the troops and went out on the battlefield, front-lining the king. Ridiculous, right? This guy was out for revenge for his son. That's what kind of man King Gorbak is. Down for the cause. In fact, this whole Goro and Kotal Khan feud was one of the best in the comics. Good rivalry. Whereas Goro killed his father, Kotal Khan came back and killed his father. Nice back and forth, one of the better rivalries. King Gorbak eventually caught up to Kotal Khan, and to his credit, he was dominating the fight, had Kotal Khan on the ropes, but then Kotal Khan decided to rake that man's face, then clapped his head off. Terrible freaking way to die. And this is what I'm talking about. Kotal Khan was an absolute beast in the comics, chopped off Goro's arms and now has killed his father. Big resume, big wins for Kotal Khan here. And in the game, they made him look like a freaking joke. But yeah, Kotal Khan is actually very strong. And the fact that King Gorbak was actually winning this fight before the face rake tells you how strong King Gorbak is. Dude is no pushover. R.I.P. to the king of the Shokan. He will be avenged. Or will he? And lastly, you have the most famous Shokan. Guess who? Goro. At this point, a legendary boss, right? Everyone in the world knows who Goro is. His history is now set in stone. First showed up and had the world shocked just on his appearance alone. Okay? Everyone wondered who the hell or what that was. Known to be more difficult than the actual boss. Very hard, very cheap. This character has had a huge impact on the franchise. Very popular character with a huge fan base. The top guy, the main enforcer for years until he was derailed by Liu Kang. Okay? Probably never recovered fully from that. But as you can see in the comics, Goro is down to scrap. He is with the shits and still a force to be reckoned with.
The Shokan had become outcasts for refusing to aid either side in the Outworld civil war. But with the conflict over, Prince Goro decided to re-enter the political landscape. Kotal Khan's armies were weak from years of battle. Melina's rebels were scattered. It was an easy matter for the Shokan to seize control. The newly crowned Emperor Goro had his rivals exterminated. No Ashtek, Kaitin, Edenian, or Tarkatan would usurp his throne.
And that's it for the Shokan, okay? Who was your favorite member and who are your top 5 strongest?